Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Aisha's's Tech Room, a platform for anyone who's interested in a career in tech, or if you are already in tech and you are navigating your way in the tech industry, this is the channel for you. Today I am going to talk to you about something that I have been doing, which is prompt engineering. I've been skimming through different websites to basically get you some definition of what prompt engineering is. According to OpenAI's website, AWS, I believe IBM, as well as GitHub Copilot, they all have a similar definition of what prompt engineering is, which is it is the process of using generative AI to produce an output. So basically you prompt something and you get an output, or you write something and get an output using generative AI. They also mentioned that there are techniques to doing it, and that's why today I'm going to show you an example using GitHub Copilot's documentation on how to do prompt engineering. They mention things on their website in terms of asking the right question to create relevancy, accuracy, and good response for the person doing the prompt engineering. They also mention that you need to avoid asking ambiguous questions. So I'm going to run through an example for you using Visual Studio Code. So stay right here to see how to do prompt engineering with me. Alright, so I'm looking into the how to write a better prompt for GitHub Copilot in their documentation. They have like 3 best practices for prompt crafting when it comes to GitHub Copilot, and we're going to look at the first one, which is set the stage with a high level goal. Okay, they think it's very important to do that, and when you're doing that, you need to it's helpful if you have a blank file or empty code base. In other words, if GitHub Copilot have zero context of what you want to build, then it will help in terms of setting the stage for AI pair programming. They put it in this context that you need to think about it like as if you are talking to someone. And then in that case, you need to think about how should I break down the problem so we can solve it together. And so they have this example of when building a Markdown editor in Next.js, we could write a comment, and the comment is what I copied. I'm gonna share that with you here, and then we can try it out. So this is the comment that they instructed, the instruction which says create a basic Markdown editor in Next.js with the following features, and then you need to use React hooks. It also said like you need to create state for Markdown with default text where the user can type Markdown here, and also a text area where user can write Markdown, show a live preview of the Markdown text as I write, support for basic Markdown syntax like header, bold, italics, etc. And it is to use React Markdown npm package. And lastly, the Markdown text and resulting HTML should be saved in a component state and updated in real time, right? So let's see how this works. Okay, I just press enter and then it import React use state from React, and then I'm still entering. It's creating a function Markdown editor. I'm still tabbing, and then it returns the HTML with the H1 and H2, and then it has like the CSS as well. So now we can try to preview this in the UI. Let's see, I'm gonna run npm run dev. So then I want to be able to simple dot show. I'm gonna add the URL here. Let's see. Ta-da! That worked. We have our heading here, Markdown editor. We can type our Markdown here. So then I'm gonna create like a H1 Markdown and call this Markdown 3 as they had it. And now we're gonna let's create a bullet. Yes, and then let's create italic, and okay, works. Let's create bold. And that will be all right. So now we see like it does what we ask it to do. We have our H1 here, we have our bullet, and now we have like italics and bold as well. This is basically the first practice when it comes to prompt crafting with GitHub Copilot, and it is the first one, which is set the stage with high level gold. I will stop here until next time we'll look at the second practice, and thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.